The question is, are you fat or what?
Leave me alone.
I said, are you fat?
Get off me, man. Stop it.
You ain't down with us no more. You ain't fat. You ain't fat.
You ain't fat. You ain't nothing. You ain't nothing.
So there you are, Tubby. Look like a bucket of lard on a bad day. You baby gorilla.
Oh my God, again! Within 5 turns apiece! Believe the shit! He's gonna prove it. Can he do it? Oh, and that is it.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
And this is episode 26 of the Freakishly Amazing Transmission, a.k.a. the Fat Cast, the heaviest show on the internet. I'm your host, Sean Murray, joined weekly by marijuana, beer, and video game expert Ben Gulliford, and by studio engineer Chris Bates. This week we have a most special guest with us here on the show, comedy's very own national treasure, Mr. Handsome Todd Glass. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I like the intros. Very nice.
Yeah, we're trying to bang shit along here. We're on episode 26, and we're trying to pick up some speed. Can't thank you enough for coming on the show and giving us the time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. So I'm going to drop into some news bulletins here. Todd, of course, is going to speed along with us here. Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Everything's good. Don't rev high. If something messes up, it's no big deal.
Right.
Everything's good. I have a lot of time, and we're good, and let's just do this. There's no stress. It's all good. Because I know if I'd be interviewing someone and then a clip didn't roll in, I'd be like, shit. Doesn't matter.
It actually happened to us.
If anything goes wrong.
Do you know the director Uwe Boll? Is considered to be the world's worst director, that German guy?
No, why? Is he not? Is he the opposite of that?
No, we did a full interview with this guy where we got him mentally insane, talking shit about Hollywood and terrorist acts, and we got this guy going, and then Chris's recording program stopped fucking working.
Didn't get any of it.
Yeah. So.
That's why I always say, maybe, never mind.
So, Fayetteville, North Carolina, over 300 rape kits were destroyed to make room in the evidence storage room. All to cold cases. What are your guys' thoughts about that? Destroying 300 rape kits.
What the hell's a rape kit?
An evidence bag from a rape.
Was it just a surplus of rape kits? Unused rape kits? The rape rate must be down in Fayetteville. Just collecting dust in there, huh?
It's just a kit where the lady can't identify who raped her, and so they take leaves off the ground and cigarette butts and any evidence that could pertain to the rape, and they keep it in a stored bag.
Semen samples. Okay, so these are already collected evidence.
Yeah, but they just haven't pinned it on anybody. So
there's probably a lot of.
I know this sounds like a stupid question, but do you want me to weigh in on this, or
yes,
please? I chime in anytime.
I didn't know. Well, it's hard to weigh in on when you don't know any. I mean, I guess it's so funny. I asked if I should weigh in on it, and then I don't really have anything. I figure if you're
thanks.
I don't know why they throw them out, but I guess that's.
I think they'd build another room. We're running out of room, so let's throw away all of this evidence and get new evidence.
So these were cold cases?
So somewhere out there's 300 guys, or maybe 150 guys, or maybe one guy who did 300 rapes. And he's like, fuck yeah.
At large. Serial rapist.
He hit it. Maybe Bill Cosby's hoping it's him.
I hope there were my 300.
I don't know if that made any sense. I always get nervous I'll make jokes about everything. I really will, because I've said this a million times, there's no subject that is not funny. It just depends how you go about doing it.
We agree.
Obviously there's nothing off limits. Nothing on the planet.
No.
Whenever it's
no holds barred here.
Whenever it's around something like this, and I've smoked a little marijuana before the interview, I'm like, just be careful, Todd. You don't want to get podcast hangover and go, what jokes was I making? But
That's
I'm being very
every week.
Yeah, I call it podcast hangover when you wake up and you're like, thank God I can edit.
Well, for Sean, it's an actual hangover because he gets blind drunk for every episode.
Oh, yeah. I progressively get drunk off of malt liquor through the progression of each podcast. By the time it ends,
beers?
Life.
Huh?
I feel like when I drink beer, I get bloated before I get drunk.
Well, see, I drink a very, very potent beer, like the
That's why you
Steel
drink
Reserve or Camo.
High gravity shit. The fucking bum piss beer.
10-12% beer, yeah.
And you obviously
ass.
You haven't researched our show, or you'll see we're already bloated before we start drinking.
How many beers
already uncomfortable?
How many beers? If I'm drinking just a domestic 3 or 4% beer, I could probably drink a 24-pack.
Wow. See, I don't. Here's the thing. By the way, I know that's not what we're talking about, but if I digress for a second, I mean, even if it's 13 beers, like it's the buzz you want. So couldn't you just get that quicker with having 5 shots of Jack Daniels every hour?
Yeah.
Well, see,
I do drink.
It's more efficient.
Pee all fucking night.
I'll have those couple shots, and then I'll take my shirt off and forget about the show. It's a different drunk.
Chris is aware drunk.
Maybe you guys need like a 5-step program or something.
We need some kind of a step program because we're going to fucking eat and drink ourselves into an early grave, but that's besides the point here.
Hey, drinking is fun. That's why people do it.
I know. I should tell that to my wife. Call my wife and tell her that.
The worst doctor in the world. Well, your wife's right. Why don't you listen to her? And you don't want to, you want a big fat alcoholic nose when you're older?
Getting one already. Yeah, no. It's you got to
attractive than that.
I want to move on here.
Walked in the room with that nose, and I'm not being mean. It's more I'm being empathetic. Also, I'm being maybe a little both. But what you see when you look at it is sadness and someone that never dealt with any of their problems, and their nose says it all.
Damn.
And it's sad. You're like, God damn it, that person, man, their nose tells the story.
His nose and his gut.
Oh, man.
All right, I'm done with that question. Well, what's the next one?
The next news bulletin is Kentucky clerk Kim Davis speaks out and tears up, having been called Hitler, hypocrite, homophobe, etc. Does she deserve it? Yes.
Is that the lady that denied the gay marriage in whatever that was?
The dumb redneck lady.
You know what? I have a different stance on it since 2 days ago.
What's that?
Well, she is doing what's right. History, like I've said, will decide if she's right or wrong. But I think that obviously that she's not, that what she's doing is wrong. But if somebody did it the other way around, I would admire them. Like, let's say somebody did believe in gay marriage, and let's say they worked in a place that didn't let them, but they got fired because they put through 13 gay marriages because they in the interview they go, I just did what was right for my heart. I don't know why these gay people can't get married. This place doesn't let them. I said, fuck it. And I was just going to marry people until I got caught. We'd be like, good for you. So she really didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
She's listening to her heart. The question is, people should be doing the other side of it, where they stand like she stood strong. Like, she is. I mean, I don't agree with her, but in her heart, she's doing exactly what everyone thinks they're doing, and that's standing up for what's right and decent. So the question is just people on the other side. Like, remember when Chick-fil-A, like there was like this line around the block, people defending Chick-fil-A, so all the supporters of Chick-fil-A for not supporting gay marriage, one day there was a line around the block, people supporting Chick-fil-A. And saying, yeah, good for you for not believing in gay marriage and standing up for what you fucking believe. And a lot of people are like, that's gross. Well, no, there should just be a line across the KFC, across the street 5 times as long. So, she's doing what she thinks right from her heart. So, we should just be doing the same thing if we disagree with her. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective.
That's kind of what I thought, too, about, I know, wasn't it here in Oregon where a bakery got in trouble for not serving a gay couple a wedding cake.
Yeah, my sister tried to get her wedding cake from there. They can't.
Hey, by the way,
because they went out of business because of that.
What's that?
Oh, what I always thought about the wedding cake is when you're saying you won't make wedding cakes for gay couples, That sounds like someone that lost and is now being a baby. It's like, just have some dignity. It's like, well, we don't want them to be able to get married. They get married. They don't want them to do this. They do this. They don't want them to admit they're gay to their students in school. Eventually they do that. And this person lost, and then here's what they sound like. Oh, I'm not going to make him a cake then. Oh, I grow up, you fucking baby.
But see, to me, I don't think they should be forced to make it. I think it should just kind of be a word of mouth thing. Like, well, this bakery is going to be an asshole about it, so let's just take our business elsewhere, and eventually the society will speak for itself, and they'll go out of business.
Right, because
they win out.
That's a good. I think that's a good analogy, and I know taken out of context, it sounds like what we're saying. Look, we adamantly, obviously, both of us disagree. We wish that no bakery would not want to make anybody a cake who was loving and decent and kind. But again, it's the same thing. That bakery, if society has done something right, and this person's just a small percentage of a lunatic, then that bakery will go out of business because nobody wants to go there anymore.
Exactly.
Not even if they're not gay, just because. So the question is, yeah, I guess they should be able to not bake cakes wherever they want, but
just dig their own grave.
It's not like a city council building or something. Then I get it. You have to offer it. But if they don't want to make. Well, what about if they don't want to serve black people? That's the go-to. And
well, I mean, that would be the same thing. Well, I don't know. I mean, it is tough.
It sounds worse. It sounds worse, but it's not. It's kind of the same thing. It's not. It's the same thing. You're right, because if someone didn't want to serve black people, I guess I would say the same thing. Should we make them serve gay people? I guess maybe not, but hopefully if everything else is right, they'll just go out of business because other people will be like, no, I'm not going to a fucking place. Like if there was a bar that didn't serve black people, well, come on, none of my friends would fucking go. So the bar would maybe go out of business because, well, and then eventually if enough dumb people went that didn't care, well, let them all be dumb and inside together and leave them alone.
There you go.
I know that makes half sense.
No, may I point out about the bakery shop, though, the couple didn't actually go after him to sue him. It was a civil decision made by the court that the bakery had to pay up that much money. So whether that makes a difference or not, it really doesn't. I
think I disagree with everything I said. I do. I stand by that. because then it could be someone that, like, I'll tell you the truth, like if somebody came into my store and they were a known, what would you do here? Flip it. Because it's so easy to criticize until we agree with what the person's doing that's being, putting up the stance. What would you do if somebody had a store and then, let's say there's somebody in the neighborhood that's a known, he's a known, he fights against gay marriage and he also doesn't believe in interracial marriage, and he's always out speaking it, preaching it, giving out pamphlets, and then he came in, he wanted you to cater his wedding, at a catering business. Mm-hmm. Would you want to go, no, that's energy, I don't want to throw my love and energy into catering something of somebody that I don't, right? You'd be like,
yeah, that's right, yeah. Or I guess if there's enough people that agree with him, then you'll lose business, but I don't think you would find that problem. If you were to actually flip it around in a complete 360, it would be a gay bake shop, right? Where two gay guys owned it that were in love, and a straight couple came in and wanted a regular heterosexual wedding cake. Wouldn't that be the exact opposite?
Yeah, well, what they do is they say they feel straight people are ruining, because, you can fight the argument one way. It starts out silly, and then halfway through it, because we talked about this a week ago, it starts making a little bit of sense. So what if it was, like you said, a gay couple, they didn't want to serve a straight couple because they thought straight people ruin the sanctity of marriage. Someone goes, what? You're just playing games. Well, the divorce rate among straight people is 50%. So that's not, that's right there, you've ruined it. The old joke about the ball and chain, that you all let that exist for so long, joke or not, the whole joke about my wife, you guys have taken marriage, straight people, for the last 100 years and fucking just, with the reality shows that mostly have straight, so between the reality shows and the ball and chain joke and the whole divorce rate, you guys have fucking ruined the sanctity of marriage, and we don't want to make you a cake.
Yeah. It's true.
By the way, there's a little truth to all that. Dude, straight people that say they're not into that gay people ruin the sanctity of marriage, they've really not done a great job with it themselves. I mean, almost factually, you know?
Yep. That's very true.
The thing they should say is not letting gay people get married ruins the sanctity of marriage. That's really what that's cleanly said.
Long story short, we should all stop getting married. Everyone should just stop.
That is sort of true anyway,
Everyone has the equal right to being unhappy and married.
wanted to say something about Todd. You brought up reality shows ruining the sanctity of marriage. Poor Hulk Hogan.
By the way, just real quick, I don't think that. I don't even give a shit. I'm just saying, from the people that have that argument, you know,
right? Yeah.
I don't really care about marriage. Sorry,
but no, that's fine. No, reality TV. As far as you ever seen a famous family, they let a camera crew from like VH1 come in and film their fucking lives. It ruins them. It tears them apart. You see, poor Hulk Hogan. You know, fucking didn't it ruin the Osbournes or it fucked up somebody else? I can't remember who. I think it was like
those little people from Oregon. I think they got a divorce.
The little people, the midget family from up here in Oregon. They're getting divorced. Fucking what's the other? Gene Simmons, didn't his wife file divorce?
Yeah,
Kiss?
I mean, most people get divorced even without a reality show, so it might just be part of representing. Most people get divorced.
50%.
They make the show because they got plenty of family drama, and then, you know, it's the drama's already there. They just throw a camera in and then they film it, and fortunately it results
it satiates the thirst of the fucking shitty-ass modern-day American.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do?
Bored housewives and shit.
What's that?
It'll be... no one's done a reality... maybe I shouldn't even... Well, no one gives a shit. A reality podcast yet. Like, where you're literally... You know, you figure it out. It's all mics. It's a lot easier because you don't need to video it, and then you just have a reality podcast. So maybe they're with you 20 hours a day, and then you edit it down. Or it's pretty cool. How about if you just live it and people can tune in and out whenever they want, so it's live. When you're sleeping, like even while you're sleeping, you can tune in, but you'll hear them snoring if you want to. You know, everyone will have a microphone on them 24 hours a day. Shit, I should do that. Write that down. Write my manager in the room. Write that down.
I think we're on to something here.
That's a great idea. You got all gems 24 hours a day. And I've done that bit, and I'm back to the interview.
It would be funny if they like tuned in just to hear you like poop and masturbate.
Like at the same time.
By the way, I did think about that. You could have a blackout button basically, and when that plays, everybody picks a different song. So you know, people if they tune in and have a blackout button on, that means you're either going to the bathroom or fucking or whatever you.
What if they made that a game
song and they know what you're doing when that song's playing?
Yeah, they have to guess. You could be having a private conversation, but anyway.
Or what if you don't turn on the music and then you have to guess, are they pooping or are they masturbating? Like you have to guess during the game.
All right.
Short halfway in the middle and show them I'm doing both at the same time.
Am I lifting weights or jacking off? All right. Moving on.
By the way, the older a person gets, the grosser it is when they reference masturbation. That's not fair, but... You know, if the guy's 80, what were you doing? Hey, you know me, I'm always jacking. All right, please, don't want the picture.
That's enough.
Are you kidding me? I would pay money to hear an old guy talk about masturbating. That's weird.
Well,
sorry.
Yeah, that's
maybe you want to
plus, Todd.
Go to a glory hole. There's a lot of old guys. Okay, I know. Okay,
digress. What's the next topic?
This next news story, like fucking, it sounds really bad. It actually made me fucking start giggling when I read it on my laptop here. An Indiana lady leaps out of her moving Dodge Avenger to escape a spider that she saw on her shoulder. Right? Her 9-year-old son in the back seat jumps forward into the front seat to try to stop the car, and he slams down the accelerator. The car shoots out of the driveway and hits a bus full of school children.
How is that funny at all?
Oh, well, nobody got hurt, fortunately, so it's okay. But that's fucked up.
For a second, I was like, good for that
write
kid.
A better
I thought he was going to save the day.
Yeah, no,
lady jumps out of her fucking moving car with her child still in it because she
saw a fucking spider on her shoulder, and she did an army drop right out of her car in the driveway.
Kid was moving that fast if she was in her driveway.
You know what? I don't know what I would do if I'm driving down the street and I look down. First, I was like, what? But then I thought, driving down the street, look, I'm not a maniac. I should be able to handle myself on the road. But if I looked and saw there was a spider on my hand, I might shake it And 99% of the time, you're going to be fine. You still control your car. You're just like, what the fuck? But you know what? What if that's not what happened? I could see myself just shaking my hand, going, what the fuck? I move over a foot. I crash into a car. Next thing you know, I run into a bus. And I would never tell. You have to live with that, though, the rest of your life. You just have to say, I don't know what happened. You can't go, there was a spider in my hand.
Yeah, you can't tell me it was a spider.
Spiders freak me out, by the way. I woke up about a month ago, and there was one on my next to me. I just happened to open my eyes. I got clarity, and I was like, what the fuck? Freak me the fuck out. I had a possum in bed.
Oh, shit.
I could punch the possum. I didn't really think through a lot of these answers. Well, I didn't have a lot of time because you just read them. But there's my spider input on.
Fine, we're shooting from the hip.
No, yeah,
this is kind of our podcast reality show. We're just kind of miking ourselves and see what happens.
Yeah, to me, it kind of depends on what kind of a spider it is. I'm not like what's the fucking scientific word for people who study bugs? Any of you guys remember from school?
Fucking scientist.
If you woke up and there was a daddy long leg,
Spider-Man.
they're not going to hurt you.
Entomologist.
Right, but I mean, there's some big old gnarly spiders. Oregon up here, we've got some pretty foul spiders, like hobo spiders and giant European house spiders that look like basically big, thin tarantulas. It depends on what kind of spider was on me.
So what about a daddy long leg? You wake up, there's a daddy long leg on
it's
you.
not even a real spider, isn't it?
Yeah, but those things
like
are
an insect.
big.
A daddy long leg isn't a spider. It's
Wait,
an
you're saying,
orthopod.
be honest, you wouldn't even go like, you wouldn't
That would be
pull back a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Well, fuck yeah. I'd probably piss a little bit. Like, it's any spider, just their dangly, gangly bullshit, just the way they move. It's, I would be scared, but, once you assess the situation, it's, Daddy Longleg, I grew up with him all over, the house, but if I'm driving in the car, I'm in a confined space, and I saw a potentially, big, gnarly, a spider that would sting you really good, I don't know.
So jump out of the car with my 9-year-old in the back seat.
I think the 9-year-old was the one that caused the crash.
If I came home, if there was a mouse in my house.
Yeah.
If I saw a mouse in my house, like if I came home and I was by myself and out of the bathroom, like a mouse came out, I'd check into a hotel.
You're not a mouse or rat guy?
I'm being honest. Oh, rat, forget about it. Mouse, you know what? You just changed my opinion. Mouse, maybe. If I'm like positive, I saw it go into the kitchen, I could go into the other end of the house, shut the door, put a towel under the door, even though they could squeeze through anything. For mouse, maybe. Rat, fucking forget about it. Rat,
I'm in a hotel.
Rats are fucking gross, man. Now, you're from Philly. How long did you live there before you're moving out to California?
I lived there till I started comedy in high school, so I moved out. What did you ask me? How long did I do comedy in Philly before I moved to California?
Or just how old were you? I'm just trying to determine how many rats you may have seen in Philadelphia.
No, I lived in the suburb, so you would see mouse. Oh, I moved out to California when I was 23.
Oh, okay. So
and I so anyway, but yeah, I don't like spider. I don't know what. If there was a spider in my bed, I would just go sleep on the sofa. I don't like them. I'm not gonna act like that wouldn't scare the shit out of me.
You're just going to leave it in your bed and sleep on the sofa? You're not going to smash it?
Here's the other thing. I also feel bad about smashing them because it's like so like...
Oh, Jesus.
They need to invent a spider.
I know.
Spider.
You've lived in L.A. too long.
The first time I saw someone take a spider outside, I'll be honest with you, I was like, all right, that's a little much. But I didn't make a big deal about it. I specifically remember being over someone's house and there was a spider. And I was like, I think as I get older, maybe you have life becomes in death and you start getting it all. So now I do have a hard time, even though it looked weird the first time, to just a fly, fuck it. And I know maybe I'm never going to be the most evolved person in the world, but a fly, no, guys, you're fucking getting smashed. But a spider, I almost feel like, really? I just decided it's time to end that spider's life?
Spider is the fly's nemesis. My house is full of spiders. It just...
So you're a
fucking nests everywhere. They're like around my house.
Filipino, Ben.
I hate spiders too, but I know which spiders are to be scared of.
Filipino.
Oh, can I ask
not sure what that.
If it was a poisonous spider, Wouldn't that be even a better reason for a different reason not to smash it? Like, do you really want to be smashing this thing that has poison in it? Maybe.
It depends what you use to smash it.
I'm not going to smash it with my baby. I'm going to use a shoe or something. I'm going to lick the bottom of my shoe afterwards.
So my wife discovered there's a spider living in her fucking side view mirror in her car. It's got a web like strung up there right next to the door. We were driving one day and it was like hanging on.
It with my baby.
And she gave it a name, Oscar, and he's been living there for like a week on the car. In the car, it's like, it's kind of big. I guess if they got enough food. I don't know what the fuck he's eating. Probably French fries from the car. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I ain't down with spiders. Actually, spiders aren't poisonous; they're venomous. I just wanted to make that distinction.
Thanks, Sean.
Yes, it's almost like an infectious bacteria when they bite you.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They fucking bite your ass with their dirty little teeth and give you infections.
Who does?
Spiders. Fuck. Rats and spiders.
Now, if there was a possum in my house, I would hit it with a shoe until it dies.
Dude, possums are scary.
They're fucking rabid little beasts.
Yeah, we hit one night with a car, and it was playing dead, and I went out there and I nudged it with my shoe. I was with Drew, and I nudged it with my shoe, and it fucking whipped around like a fucking pit viper and hit my fucking shoe. Sank its teeth all the way through down into my toe.
What?
What did you do after that?
I beat it to death. I killed it. I stomped on it. And I took it back to his house, and we recorded a YouTube video of me playing with its dead body still on YouTube.
Is that true?
Yeah, I swear to God.
It's on YouTube.
Go. The name of the YouTube video is Church Group Finds a Lovely Possum or something. We tried to hide it, so people threatening my life and everything over that video.
Well, you deserve it.
That's the title.
Yeah, as maybe they should. I was an asshole.
Well, that fucking possum.
Possums freak me out too. Raccoons are cute, but possums freak me out.
Possums look like they're inside out.
Yeah, they're wearing their ghost on the outside, man. They're fucking frightening. So
I feel like I'm inside out.
Hey, you just got back from the LA Podcast Festival. How was that?
Seriously, it is ridiculous fun. It's done so right. Like if they set it up like the real deal. Like they really set it up cool. Like it's not just like you're doing podcasts in banquet rooms. Like each room feels like it's a performance room. Like and they just do it. It's so much fun. And then
how much weed did you smoke there?
It's just what?
How much weed did you smoke there? Be honest.
Well, two things. One, you guys can go. Like, they have rooms set up. I don't know how you get into those rooms. Some rooms are, like, for 100 people. Some are for 50 for some podcasts. Then there's a room that holds 300, and they do shows in there, and that's where I think Mark Maron did his podcast and other people. And then there's a room where, like, if you're from out of town, like, there's, like, 15 people or 10 people, and they're all doing podcasts, and they're grabbing people. Sometimes they'll come into the hallway, and if you're on your way to do another podcast, they'll be like, hey, can you give me 10 minutes? I went in there all the time. I got there early and had a great time. So it is fun. It's like 3 days of just, and then they have one night if you get in early, you can go over to the Improv and you use your pass and go see a show there. You can go to podcast during the day. So it's in a really cool hotel. And then at night there was a big party right after my podcast. I was the last podcast, might I add, in the big room. And then afterwards, they turned it into a party. There was a live karaoke band, which is really cool. And it was great. It was just pure joy. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man.
That's cool.
How much is it to, like, do you have to, like, register your podcast with them ahead of time so you can get a room and everything, or what?
I don't know how it works. Like, for the podcasts that are in that room that I was talking about, like, where there's, like, more than one, just, they all have their own, as you hear it in the background. You're interviewing people, and you hear other people interviewing people. Yeah. But it's got a cool energy to it. It's got a really cool energy to it.
I know we could more than likely fill one of those 15-person rooms, because I know my mom listens, and she's got a couple friends.
Fuck yeah.
You know what you could do?
Probably get that 15.
You could probably do a podcast in your hotel room. You get a suite, and if you really do have 15 or 20 people you feel you can get, you do it upstairs and you video it. It could be fun, probably. There's so many things going on there, but it was a lot of fun. I think I answered that already.
That's it. Road trip to LA next year.
Yeah, damn yeah.
Yeah, you should.
It's like a 14-hour drive south. Speaking of where we
Why
are,
not?
That car would smell so bad by the time we got out.
Yeah, I know. The fucking TV show Portlandia. It's funny. It's all right. It exposed Portland to the world and made us all a joke. Is that fair? Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, you know what? I never saw.
Todd, I don't even want to hear your answer because I listened to one of your episodes and I heard you talking shit about Portland people.
No, you didn't. No, you know what?
Heard you.
Hold on. I'm going to affectionately, because, we're not there, so tone and energy is lost over a phone, so I'm going to be very clear. I'm affectionately calling you on that. So what was it that I said?
No, actually, you did defend us. I don't remember who it was. The other guy on your show said, you said Portland was one of your great audiences.
Stop again, so I'm going to affectionately tease you. So you just said that for no reason. And by the way, I'm not actually...
No, I have. If you didn't interrupt, I had the answer.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Your co-host said something about Portland, and you actually butted in and said it's one of your largest listening bases or whatever. But then he said the fucking people in Portland, though, asked the stupidest questions, which is probably true. I kind of agree with him.
I defend it because I think the joke is that about Portland is like, oh, Portland, like people there make fun of it. Oh, we're tree huggers and all that. I'm like, you know what? Better that than stupid. So maybe the bad, so you're saying the bad part is that people try to be like, they're not really care about the earth. They just act like it. Hey, you know what? Maybe some of those slip in there too. But it is a progressive city. I'd rather be in an artistic city that's cool and it's creative, and I don't need to make a joke like, oh, everybody there tries to be so. You know what? What the fuck do you do? Anybody that picks on that city, and I don't live there. That's why I love defending it. And by the way, I bet there's people listening. They're going, I think I do what Todd's talking about. Like, it's cool to make fun of people that think Portland is cool. Well, how about if I make fun of you? What do you do so fucking great to add to the good energy of Portland? Your stance on it is, oh, I'm the person that makes fun of it. Oh, Portland and their food trucks. Portland, everyone thinks they try to be organic. Good. What the fuck do you do? I'm Todd Glass. I'm running for the mayor of Portland this fall, and I sure appreciate your votes.
Careful, because you might win.
Hey, by the way, when I was saying you know I didn't mean you. I meant you as in the universe, not like directed at you, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought you directly meant me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
How do you think I'm doing? I'm nervous that I'm not doing well. I can't see you guys on the other end of the spectrum. If you're making fate, you could be you could be looking at each other going, oh, geez.
No, hey.
I don't know
here's the thing.
Picked this up or not, but
yeah, we're all in different cities right now.
We're all remotely.
Is that true?
Yeah, Ben, the Filipino here, he's in Seattle. I'm down near Salem, Oregon. Chris is in Oregon City, Oregon, just south of Portland. You're in California.
Yeah. You know what? That makes sense, and I'll tell you why. Because sometimes, like when you said I didn't kill the spider with my baby, like that was really funny. And I stopped and I laughed. But the other two guys, they're just in another city, so they didn't really hear it, and then they just sort of moved past it and went to something else. But if you were all in the same room, that wouldn't have happened. So now everything makes sense.
Do you think we're making a mistake by not getting in the same room? Because that's traditionally how podcasts are done.
Fuck that. There's no mistakes. I think it's awesome.
There's no protocol.
You get together, even though you're in different cities, and do something together. So I was just pointing it out. But no, there's nothing.
To kind of give you a brief background of this show, we actually all grew up together, and then once we, graduated high school, we all kind of went our separate ways, and we're coming back on the show.
Chris and I work together. We do the damn 9 to 5 together in Oregon City, and then we do this together. And then Ben's, he's 250 miles north.
Matter of fact, and if I do it, I will credit it to you guys. We'll call it like the name of your show, but we're doing a version of it. I think it's great. Like I thought about it. Like I would love to have a podcast, even if I don't do it every week, but like drop a podcast where I call my friends that I went to high school with, because it's like it's one more way that podcasts bring people together. I mean, you guys are in completely different cities, but get together for this, and it just I like that idea. Like.
We wouldn't even talk to each other if it wasn't for the show.
Exactly.
What?
So we wouldn't even talk to each other if it wasn't for this show.
That's not true. We all go to Seattle and get fucking sickeningly drunk once every 2 years.
Once in a while.
Sometimes I say that. I go like on my podcast. I'll be like, I go ask the guests, let's do another hour. They're like, I go, because once the podcast is over, you're going to leave. So the more I just keep it going, the more we all get to hang out.
Yeah. I got some questions for you. I got a really, really hot topic here that I get a lot of fire for the guys on the show. And this is going to be the first guest I'm going to bust it out on because I think he might be okay with it.
Go ahead.
I hope you don't hang up.
No. What is your take on male circumcision? Are you for it or against it?
No, he didn't. Oh my God.
You know, I think I could have it. I mean, I never put a lot of thought into that, but quickly going.
I mean, do you think it's a good idea? I mean, should women be cutting the tips of their babies' penises off?
Probably not. Probably not.
I'm going to have to.
Yep.
I'm going to have to.
Thank you, sir. You have just vindicated me.
You know, I could answer that question because even though I know it sounds like I'm going the other way, but I'm not. I'm just going to answer it a little more full. It's like, even though in a weird way, because I'm used to looking at what mine looks like when you first see it the other way, you're like, it's weird, and even though I'm glad I was circumcised, that's only because I was circumcised, and I'm used.
So that answers our next question.
But that's only because that's what I'm used to. But it doesn't mean just because I'm used to it, it's right. And probably in the perfect world, is it's probably it's so weird that we do that. Like, I think we just think time equals validity. So come on, we've been doing that forever. It's normal. No, it's probably fucking stop it. It's probably wrong to do it. What are you ripping skin off someone, a young baby? It needs to be remembered, even if you don't remember it constantly.
70,000 nerve endings you guys lost.
Sean misses his foreskin if you can't figure that out.
Sean's life mission is to grow his foreskin back. That's what he's been trying to do.
He resents his mother for deciding to clip it from him as a child, which he probably never ever felt.
By the way, I bet someone could answer that question if you had someone that was not circumcised, because most people can't answer that because they've never had sex not being circumcised, so we can't compare it. But there's got to be some people that were circumcised later in life after they'd already had sex, with not being circumcised. Now, if they're circumcised, they'd be able to clearly tell you how much worse it is circumcised.
There you go, Sean. Post a Craigslist ad right now. Trying to find
I will do that.
By the way, you'd find someone in a heartbeat for some reason, maybe religious reasons. Someone got married and had to
we know one. We know one, Harley Jackson.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, he just got circumcised at age like 27. He says he likes it better being circumcised, but
I mean, at first when you see it looks like problems. But like I said, I'm always saying that because I'm not used to it. So but it looks like it has.
The greatest part about that story is
what?
Is I know Harley is going to be into this episode because Todd's on it, and he's going to hear you tell that story.
I just outed Harley to the world.
Oh shit! His foreskin is being revealed to the world.
Do that.
You can always put a ooga,
I love you.
Like a little sound effect over the name.
Yeah, you're going to have to probably edit that one down real clever. Because he was so stoked about Todd Glass coming on the show tonight. He was begging me on Messenger to try to get on here and co-host the show. And I was like, buddy, got to stick with the foundation we got. Thanks, though.
I'll leave Harley and edit the last name.
Harley what?
Or put a
Harley Jackson.
Davidson.
Harley what? Harley Jackson?
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Sounds like the most American name ever.
Right?
Harley Jackson? I never heard it before.
That's just a powerful Americana sound.
Am I saying his first name right? Because I don't want to hear this later and someone goes, I was saying his name wrong. Harley Jackson, right?
Yeah, Harley, just like Harley Davidson, the motorcycle.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm trying to give him some good plugs. Since he come on, I'll be like, hey, at least they mentioned my name a few times. Harley Jackson, look at you, motherfucker.
Growing up, he always said that when he had a son, he was going to name him Ray Jackson, in paying homage to the character Donald Gibb off of Bloodsport. Are you familiar with that movie?
Yes, I am, sir.
You know the big bearded friend of Van Damme's, Jackson. He always said growing up that he was going to name his firstborn son Ray, and he fucking did it. Congratulations to Harley.
Yes, awesome.
Good for him.
He also said he was going to name one of his kids Shoeless Joe, so I don't know.
Shoeless
Joe Jackson, just like baseball player.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not editing Jackson out 15,000 times because you guys just said his name.
That's fine. I'll just let him.
Yeah,
It's
what?
staying.
It's fine.
This is me paying him back.
Only going to censor it when Todd said it just to piss Harley off.
I have, and I don't normally do this. Usually I chat for 7 hours, but I have a few friends in from out of town, and I got 5 minutes before I leave.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to hit a couple more questions for you real quick. Have you ever seen a role on a movie and you kind of reflected on it and you said, well, fuck, I wish I could have played that role instead? You ever thought about that?
Or I could have done it way better.
I see roles, that's a good question. I see roles where I'm like, fuck, I think I could do that good if I didn't have to stick to a script. But, like, the one role, I mean, it just always looks so much fun to play. I wouldn't want to, I would only, in a fantasy, want to do it. I wouldn't want to do it in the place of the person. But, like, and it's such an old movie, but I always think Rodney Dangerfield in Caddyshack is always, like, just so, like, for any role Rodney played. Walking out, hey, just saying something to everybody. Hey, you over there. Hey, you, move it out. What are you doing? Look at you. And also in that same movie, Ted Knight, is pretty good. But on another movie, Super Troopers, I'm obsessed with. I know these are two older movies, but at least become somewhat current with Super Troopers. Super Troopers, a lot of those roles, I'm like, fuck, they just seem like fun roles to play in Super Troopers.
Well, they're making another one.
Yeah,
I know they
Kickstarter.
You should get a hold of them.
You.
I was going to ask, have you ever turned down an offer and like really regretted it once the finished film came out or the show?
No, because I don't act that much. I don't do well at it. So I've done a few little things, and mostly just on television. But even those are small. It's not something I do really well. I think I could do good in acting like later in life, like someone like Don Rickles, who sort of they bring him onto a movie knowing like he's going to be himself and we're not going to make him. I could do it like that, but the auditioning process for me is ungodly hard. So I don't do that much acting. Most of mine stuff is just like stand-up comedy or doing.
Yeah, but by now they should know like, oh, Todd Glass is coming. We know Todd Glass.
Yeah, well,
have much auditioning to do.
Have you ever been fucked over by a?
Unfortunately, that's not true, but I wish it was. But fucked over by what?
I was going to ask you, have you ever been, what's the worst you've ever been fucked over by a show or club promoter around the country out of all of your years of touring?
That's actually a good question. I've never been asked that question before, and I'm being serious. Like, you would think I would have, but people go, what's your worst show? And I never can think of it, but for some reason, the way you asked it, it's not even that big of a deal, but I went to a club, and I was just hanging out, and then it was like a one-nighter type of a thing, and then I ended up going on because the headliner didn't show up. So I was there, and I was like, I just went to hang out with my friend. I went on, and then I did my show, and then I thought, great, I made some money. I made like $100. That was a lot of money. So I did it, and this was not a comedy club. This was just a place that had a bar that had comedy. So I went up. I did like a good show. I actually did really good, and afterwards the guy's like, oh, I can't pay you. I'm like, what? I'm not very aggressive. I was like, I was with my friend. We were just out of high school, and I'm like, well, he goes, well, I appreciate you doing that, but the promoter, I was like, as you even hear it right now, you're like, what the fuck? Yes, that's how. I'm not making the story up. So then this guy comes over outside because I'm not fighting with the promoter, but I'm like, he sees what's happening, and I'm, so a guy comes over, and I think he's going to be really smart. He goes, come on over here. I'll tell you what you do. Take a deep breath, because you can't, you just take a deep breath. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Take a deep breath. And like, I'm thinking, like, I know he's right, even at that young age. He's right. He goes, and you come back here later, you throw a fucking rock through that motherfucking window is what you do. I'm like, well, all right, there. Thank you for your help, but even as a 19-year-old, I'm more involved than you. And me and my friend Jim Madden, we joke about that to this day. Like every time we see each other, he's like, you know what you do? Come on, you take a deep breath. You can't get yourself all worked up. Then you come back, you throw a motherfucking rock through that window.
That's awesome.
That's one of the stories I remember.
That's funny.
Well, your time with us is soonly, or God damn it, Sean, talk. See, it's alcohol already. Your time with us is quickly going away. I wanted to ask you real quick about your podcast. How'd you get that so damn successful? What could we do better to become more successful? And I would shit out my very own boner if you would mention us on your next show. We need all the help we can get. Does this sound bad begging?
Maybe here's what I'm going to do. You send me the clip of you, right? Just this part. And then in that clip, you play me playing this. And then I'll take that clip and I'll send it to Joe, and he'll make a song, and then we'll play this before it, and then throw to the song as we are right now.
Go.
You got to send that isolated thing to me. I'll send it to Joe, and then everything will be good after that.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. You'll have it before your show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
We'll have it for you. I bet I'll have it to you. I would predict Joe's pretty good with this stuff, you know.
Cool. Yeah, man, that'd be a lifesaver right there. But again, thanks for your time, man. Awesome having you on. Love the answers. Yep. Love you. Hope everything goes well for you. Got any big events coming up real quick?
Say that again.
Or do you have a big event you want to tell the listeners about at all?
Plug.
But I got my Todd Glass, whatever it is, .com, all my dates are there, so if you want to find out about them. But Portland, I was just in Portland. I would imagine a lot of your listeners.
I know.
What?
Yeah, we have.
I'm pissed I missed it.
We missed it, but we have some coworkers that went and saw you at Helium. So for anybody listening to the show, we're going to put up the link on our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes pages, toddglass.com. We're going to put some independent or different links up to various episodes of his. And thanks a lot for coming on, Todd. I know you got friends to go hang out with. It was wonderful having you on.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Benjamin and Christopher. And who's the guy we mentioned about the circumcision? I think we should give him the last shout-out.
Harley Jackson.
Harley Jackson, shut the fuck up. All right, guys.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Okay, Todd Glass, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead at the show here and take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after the messages.
Yeah! Okay. Who wants to clean and debone them? I'll do it. What gives? You want to do it? Just wait till you see what I've got. It's the Wonder Boner. The Wonder Boner? Oh, you laugh now. Just watch. You just assemble the Wonder Boner stainless steel rods like this. Take the fish, find the top of the spine, sliding through the ring on the Wonder Boner, and voila! The Wonder Boner. My wife would like that.
Introducing the Wonder Boner, the amazing new fishing tool that makes deboning fish a breeze. The Wonder Boner's unique design removes the bones from trout, char, and whitefish. Simply connect the appropriate size stainless steel rods, start the spine through the ring, and push the fish through. It's that easy. And the Wonder Boner comes with a polyethylene storage case that doubles as a base and a cutting board. Why go through the hassle of deboning a fish the old-fashioned way when the Wonder Boner makes deboning fish this easy?
Well, I think the Wonder Boner's a winner. So, Dave, where did you get the Wonder Boner? Funny you should ask.
Order your Wonder Boner now. Call 1-800-310-3039 and receive the amazing Wonder Boner for just $19.95. The Wonder Boner comes complete with 3 stainless steel rod tops and 2 extension rods and will debone fish up to 3 pounds. The Wonder Boner is the perfect gift for your fishing friends and your favorite chef. In fact, every tackle box and every kitchen should have the Wonder Boner. Call 1-800-310-3039 and order your Wonder Boner for only $19.95. 1-800-310-3039. Call now.
Welcome back to episode 26 of the Freakishly Amazing Transmission, the heaviest show on the internet. And so, yeah, that was our segment with Todd Glass. He had to run. I did, right as he had to leave during the commercial break, I got a voicemail from our weather correspondent, Chub Scout Stroker. He left us a message, so we're going to go ahead and play that right now.
Hey fellas, it's the Chubb Stroker, Mr. Scout Stroker himself. Just calling in to say hi. I heard you guys got on to Todd Glass for this particular episode. And I wanted to say hi to Todd. I'm his biggest fan. I still have the Rebound movie poster up on my bedroom wall. I think I paid Martin Lawrence like $200 to autograph it, and he even mailed it back for me from on Craigslist. And my favorite character was always that wily referee Steve fella, a super Italiano stud muffin right there. Oh my good goddamn, guys. Oh, my stomach's turning. Oh, I think I'm gonna go. I think I gotta go make a Martin Lawrence in my sweatpants. Okay, I gotta run, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, Todd. Shit.
Okay, that was Chubb Stroker, the always dim-witted, foolish fourth cousin of mine who has a failed career on the East Coast as a weatherman, and now just
sounds like he's doing better than last time we talked to him.
He was on the run from the police. I don't know what happened with that. I didn't want to bring it up. I don't want to ask about it. Hopefully he worked that out. Like so, I want to move on to a miniature version of the round table. We wanted to give Ben the microphone here for a little bit. You got some talking points for the week.
We're going to give you the round TV table, TV tray.
Super condensed. Plug yourself.
Bring it. So this week in weed news.
Yeah.
So in Texas, a marijuana bust grow operation was thwarted by Bigfoot hunters.
What?
Somewhere in Texas, local county sheriffs were investigating and doing reconnaissance on a cannabis grow, which they estimate about 6,500 plants were growing outdoors. And apparently, during their surveillance and such, they were interrupted and kind of distracted by hunters, quote unquote hunters, looking for the elusive big hairy beast.
They finally found something.
Yeah, they did. I guess they were on the right path, I suppose. To what extent they got impeded their investigation, I don't know. They just didn't really say much about it, but they estimate the value of this grow to be about $6.5 million of marijuana street value.
Hey guys! Oh man, we were totally looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah, exactly.
And oh shit!
The funny thing is the people involved with the grow are still at large, but maybe these hunters, a little more smarter than we give them credit for. Maybe they're not exactly hunters, but farmers.
That reminds me of something we talked about earlier in the day, Chris. What was that question that you had? What would you rather have sex with a...
Oh, damn it. I was going to ask Todd. That was my only job, is to ask Todd if he would rather have sex with a killer whale on land or a Sasquatch underwater. Damn it. I didn't get to ask him that.
That's
maybe
that's
next
a good
time.
Question. Do you get oxygen when you're underwater?
Yes, you're in a scuba suit with the crotch cut out. And you have knives and shit because the Sasquatch ain't going to give it up easy. You have to actually battle it to take that poo-tang.
I don't know. It depends on how agile a Bigfoot is in the water.
I know, I'd be scared.
It doesn't matter because I'm not doing the whale because I've done enough beached whales in my lifetime. I'm going for the Sasquatch.
To electrocute some of the fucking mites and fucking bugs out of that vagina. What?
Sorry.
That's fucked up.
Okay, sorry, man. Get ready. Get in. Tear through this.
Well, yeah. Anyways, that was my funny weed news for today here in Texas, where they still crack down on marijuana. Speaking of Texas, you guys might know Matthew McConaughey, right? Mr. Handsome.
All right.
Mr. Lincoln Cars commercial and fucking big time movie actor. Well,
what the fuck was up with this commercial with the fucking bowl in it? You see that one? The new one?
Is that another Lincoln commercial?
He's just in a Lincoln, like looking at a bull in the middle of the road, like, oh, I guess I'll turn around. And that was the whole commercial.
I haven't seen that one. I know.
It's like the most pointless commercial I've ever seen.
Doesn't matter. He's making fucking bank off of it. You're talking about it. You're giving him all the love in the world.
What about him, Ben? What happened to Matthew McConaughey? Don't tell me he died.
His brother.
Don't
you guys know how he has an older brother. His name is Rooster McConaughey. He is an oil mogul. He made his millions in the oil and pipe industry.
As per Texas usual.
Right. Well, he's making headlines here. This is coming by way of TMZ, by the way. So take out of it what you will. He named his firstborn son Miller Lite because he loves the drink so much.
That's Matthew McConaughey.
Is that even legal?
Miller Lite?
Yeah, I saw an Academy Award speech that he did when he got the award for playing that guy with AIDS in that movie. You know, and he said something about how his dad was in heaven, and he wished that he could be up in heaven with his dad so they could stand on the front porch, and he could see his dad in his rocking chair, and they could crack a can of Miller Lite together. Huh. So I think it's probably
They've got to be getting paid by Miller Lite.
They love that. Well, his brother, Rooster, after naming his son, being such a fan of Miller Lite, appreciated this and sent him a year's supply of their finest brew.
A year's supply? That's got to be like 300 pallets of Miller Lite.
Maybe in his eyes, but actually it was only 24 cases.
I haven't done the math, but that's not even enough to get me through a weekend.
A week, isn't it?
Right. It's kind of a joke, but it's a total of 576 beers.
52 weeks in a year.
So everyone's on a different scale. Rooster McConaughey, who's a super fan of the brew, he's known for always having a can of Miller Lite in his hand. He actually has a new reality TV show. I've never heard of this. It's called West Texas Investors Club, where he has a drink in his hand.
West Texas Cock and Rooster.
Yeah. Anyways, it's kind of like a redneck
Rooster Cockburn
apprentice or something like that. I don't know. I've never seen it.
Celebrity Rooster.
Is there anything that you guys would that your guys are such a fan of or love so much that you'd name your child after, such as Miller Lite?
Steel Reserve. Steel Reserve Murray.
Nacho Belgrande.
Let's see.
Nacho Belgrande
Bush
Bates.
Light.
That's got a good
Bush
ring
Light
to it.
Bead. Bush Light Murray. Fucking I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of doing the old pro wrestling name where you take like a natural disaster description word and then you pair it with a mean sounding animal or a thing, you know, like Gorilla Monsoon.
Gopher Drought.
Yeah, there you go. Gopher Drought. Mick Penis Fingers. Did that wrap up your thing, Ben?
Yeah. That's
that Miller Lite today. Miller Lite McConaughey. Is Light his middle name, or is his first name like one word? Miller Lite.
It's his middle name, and they spell it differently. Lyte. Is not to infringe on copyright. It's like I don't. Maybe to make it a little more palatable. I don't know. The kid's gonna get made fun of for the rest of his life. His dad's an alcoholic, and he's following closely in his footsteps already.
His uncle is a fucking multi-millionaire badass actor, and his dad's a fucking probably a billionaire. His oil
tycoon.
He's gonna fucking do whatever he wants the rest of his life. Fuck his name. They could name him fucking fuckface fucking shit stain, and fucking so what? He'd call me 2F.
And his kids are going to be named MJD
F squared.
And fucking.
Okay, so it was a pretty good show. I mean, is anything you guys want to bring up in passing? You know, I liked Todd on. Hopefully, he plugs us on his show. I would.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to bring up
with Chris's
the fact that
if that guy plugs our show and gets us some listeners,
I would like to bring up the fact that me and as another fucking sex advice expert were supposed to show down on this episode, but someone didn't show up.
Well, probably knew Chubb and Todd was in town, so he's talking, of course, about our hypnotherapist and resident sex expert
Patty Pebbles,
Barbara Boulders. She's on the payroll now. She will make an
Rhonda Rocks.
She will make an appearance on the next episode. We will have a guest for that one as well.
Walmart was closed, so I couldn't get the box of wine for the episode.
I have a little bit of a secret to tell right now, maybe. She's going to be on the next episode with a guest. Well, no. She's going to be on the next episode doing her thing with Chris later on in the episode. But I think that next episode's going to...
But she might...
We're going to have a guest on that next episode. And his name may or may not be King Kong Bundy. We'll see.
Ooh. Take a guess. Will it be may or may not be?
Probably may not.
We'll see. I don't know. Shit, I'm just throwing shit out there and talking smack. Definitely somebody I want to get, though. But, yeah, awesome episode number 26. I don't want to run down the fucking list. I forget them all the time. If you're still listening at this point, find us on Facebook, facebook.com/theheaviest503. We are the Fat Cast Show on YouTube. Twitter is what, Chris?
At the Fat Cast Show.
The Fat Cast Show.
At the Fat Cast Show.
The Fat Cast Show. And most importantly, we are down...
Or not the Fat Cast, because that is another group of individuals who shall now rename... Yep. I'll edit that out.
Yeah, so we're on...
That ain't nothing.
We're on... Most importantly, we're on iTunes. And what's the other shit that we're on? I always forget it.
Everything. We're on fucking everything. Stitcher, Blubrry, TuneIn Radio.
We're not iHeartRadio yet?
iTunes, YouTube.
If you really can't follow any of this, just go to google.com, search the Fat Cast Show.
The Fat Cast. We come up with the first top 5 results. Jeez.
Yep. Okay. So until next time, I am fuckable fat host Sean Murray, and for Ben Gulliford and Chris Bates, we bid you adieu. Till next time, folks.
Adieu.
Bye.